and I don't know, I'd probably speak for Lindsay. I'm a conversation person, so if at any point stop us, I'm much more of a you guys doing, and we're gonna fit it into your stuff. So we gave examples, but if you want to stop us and say, go here, we'll do that, we'll be more than happy to.
I definitely feel like, and with this tool that we'll be talking about and sharing with you today, you get a lot by playing with it. And when you have people on and you're playing with it and clicking around, I think you'll get more comfortable with it that way. What BaiBoard is, it's an interactive, collaborative whiteboard where everybody can be on the same file and document at the same time because it works in the cloud. So it would be like having a flip chart on the Promethean board and everybody being able to contribute to that flip chart at the same time. Yeah, it is really phenomenal. So do we want to go ahead and log in, or?
Yeah, so essentially what we'll do to talk about the process, we had no idea how many people we had. So the different groups are actually different activities. So if you guys want to do, are you working too?
Yeah,
are you
going
to watch and play? So it'll almost work as if you guys can do that activity, and then once you're comfortable with it, you can come over to this table and do this one.
That sounds good.
And we'll just work our way down, or you can stay where you are and we'll kind of tackle things as we go. So if you want to open up BaiBoard, and I'm hoping that your stuff has it.
And it has the link icon right on the screen up here. And I'll go ahead and show you kind of on this.
Why don't you pull up the meeting number?
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Because otherwise, can you find it?
So we were supposed to join a meeting?
Well, we'll give you the number.
Yeah.
There we go, that last one on the bottom. There we go.
I might need to get one of these. I don't have this one.
Pull down in the middle, let's see if we can search for it.
So what am I doing?
You're going to pull down in the middle, and then type I think it's BAI. Oh, you don't have it on yours. You choose a...
It's that symbol. Mine was on the last screen. It's that symbol.
Can I get it?
Should I be able to get it?
There we go. I have no idea about...
We use
Soccer
that.
is a good one too.
Yeah, we use that in the...
There we go. Alright, and then so when you open it up, there should be a join meeting.
Meet in the cloud.
Let's see, how did she word it? So...
Meet number.
Oh, top right corner. Join meet.
And there's no password.
And then once that comes up, you'll get a meet number and there's no password. Alright.
I'm going to be the teacher monitoring and make sure everyone's in.
Yeah, I don't know. What do I click on?
And then Lindsay, if you want to drive, I'll touch. Alright, yeah, so when it comes up, it should be like a little graph paper and say group 1.
Okay, another one?
Oh.
Nope, not there. That's funny, some of them have it and some of them don't.
Do you want me to be in presentation mode?
Yeah, why don't you go, nope, that one doesn't have it either. Just getting unlucky.
I can look on with somebody too, so either way.
There we go. We'll get there eventually. We only have 9%. We'll see how good these iPads are.
Plug into the dongle?
Yeah. And then I'll drive with. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll give you a real quick overview, and then you'll actually walk through that group 1 activity, which is pretty easy. And probably one of the more fun ones. So, when you come up, what you have is you essentially have a whiteboard. You got some tools up, or go back and go forward. This is your paint color, your select tool, your text, an eraser, a pen, a highlighter, and little lines. If you want to click the first one, you get different shapes. Sticky notes is under your shapes, and then the star.
There you go.
Your star has different built-in stuff, and Lindsay will show you at the end how you can add things to your own library to if you want to copy and paste things. She made these little like group 1s and things like that, all icons, so you didn't have to redo it every time, which is pretty easy to do. this has the ability to communicate between itself. One of the neatest things with this tool is it works in our division, it works across the planet. Lindsay called me yesterday from Plaza Annex. I sat at SAB and we literally worked on the same board at the same time. You see everything.
Yeah.
You're right. When I did this a couple years ago at the middle school level, us and Lansdowne got together and we did it with a small number of kids, but they literally worked on the same page together, no communication. It's really neat. And you'll see that as you're working, you'll see how quick it is. There's only a second delay or so. Your next little icon with the arrow is where you'll start for this activity, which is import pictures and maps, things like that. The next arrow is a how to export things. One of the cool things is this actually has different pages, and you can export this as a PDF. So if all your kids do work that day, you export the PDF with their names on it, and you have an actual output of something that you can grade or pass back and things like that. You can email it, you can upload it to Dropbox, all those different things. So one of the first reasons we started using this was because it actually came out a little before Dropbox, and we needed a way to get kids' work off the iPads, so they were actually just screenshotting into this and then emailing the teachers, so at the middle school level. And then your last button is the gear, and the kids really aren't going to use that, but it has some setup things in here. One is the presentation mode. As a teacher, you can turn that on, and the kids aren't going to be able to do anything. So it kind of holds what they're doing. All they're going to be able to do is see. So right now, you guys wouldn't be able to do or edit anything. The other thing is the web sharing. This is really cool, and it's relevant for you guys as teachers, because what you do is you turn this on. It gives you a web address. You type that into your computer that's actually connected to the board, and it will display whatever's on the iPad, so that you don't have to worry about hooking an iPad up with a dongle. So what you'll see is Lindsay is going to be able to walk around, and it's going to project exactly what you guys are doing without having to connect to anything. And it's a secure server, so anybody can go to that. I've had kids at home literally sit there and watch what we did in class on a sick day. Okay, so if you click off that,
Do you turn off presentation mode?
yeah. The only other thing that you need to see is there's a little tiny arrow here. That's your next page. So if you click that for me, notice it goes to page 2.
Sorry, I'm getting a little happy there.
There you go.
Overly touchy.
The other button is down here. It's got 4 little squares. If you touch that, it brings up all the pages, and you can kind of swipe back and forth. The only thing you have to realize is when you click a page, you then have to click off of it. It's just a little bit of I would do it where you click it and then it would just show up, but for some reason you have to click off of it. Okay? Pretty self-explanatory, right? There's a little button down here at the bottom that says participants. If you click that, Lindsay, it should give us scrolls. That's everybody that's in our board right now. The boards are super easy to set up. We can show you that at the end of the day. It literally takes 30 seconds to go new board, and there's a number. You can put a password on it if you want to. Obviously for this we didn't. The boards stay around forever. So like when I log in, I have all my different boards that I did all the way back 5 years ago. So they don't ever go away until you delete them. So pretty easy, pretty cool stuff. Alright, so if you guys want to go to page 1, you have your first activity, which is sort the pictures into groups, which is on your table. You're going to use the, let's see, once you've finished, you're actually going to use the paper clip to take a picture and post it on here. And am I on the web or am I on your iPad?
You are on my iPad.
Okay, so let's do the web page so they can see that.
So, do you recognize that, Adrian?
Yeah.
Let's see. Alright.
And this will work good because you guys can work through one thing at a time just to see how. Do they only have one set of things over here, Lindsay?
Yes.
Okay. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to spin this so that they get on TV. Holy cow, I thought there were like 4 pictures. You got like a...
We gotta like. Okay, I have no idea. What is next?
Well, I wouldn't think too much in the activity because what we really,
This is my.
what I really want you to see is when kids do sorts on their desk, they can take a picture and they can explain and share that sort.
Yeah, you can check it later to see if they got it right.
Yeah.
So let's just take a picture of it, okay.
So that's just what I want you to see more is the taking the picture and
So
stuff.
camera at the bottom. There you go.
What I would actually end up doing with this is I'd have them like writing on the table and like writing what
I love writing on tape.
I do too.
I do. My kids love it.
And I did in high school, and the high schools love it probably just as much as your second graders do. Alright, let's see if I can get that.
They do so much better than on whiteboards. It's kind of
So we're getting out of this and going to the camera, right?
Yep. So add some text to that. Give me a group or something with what that is. Now see what's on your screen already.
Yeah.
See. So the idea is you can have a group at one page. So group 1 could be on page 1, group 2 could be on page 2, and so on.
Yeah, import.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, since you, that's on my board. This is the.
Yeah, so
And
go
then
to
you
the
just went to the
web.
text.
I just went to import and
Right,
then.
it took the picture.
Now
and
that's
then
going
I
to
took
be
the-
off yours, so it's not going to be
This one.
I
what.
should take a picture and then
Oh,
import.
yeah.
And then go to camera. So camera.
Did you take the picture? Okay, now just get back to,
That's what I'm gonna use.
get back to your desktop,
And then I just made it smaller so that it.
and then go back to this. There you go. And-
So,
That's
oh,
weird.
there's more.
Oh, it's coming up.
So why I love this is you can show your kids what's done on the desk, on the board.
Okay. We have too many on one, so we can just delete it, right?
Yeah. And so the idea realistically, I think, would for this activity was one person would take the picture.
Okay.
So what you could have is you'd have group 2 would be on page 2 and have the same source. And the kids could just write their name on it.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I went to hit the text button.
Did you get some YouTube?
Well, I did something.
That's the auto YouTube.
I do that on my phone a lot too.
YouTube put it to everybody. So realistically, you wouldn't all have to take pictures. You know, you could do one at a time, but you see how quick it shows up on each other's iPads. So if you want to move to page 2, and you can move over to the next table, that one will get a little more where we start to see.
Okay.
I feel like, should I do like a 5-minute rotation?
Yeah, perfect time. So what Lindsay did, just so you can see, is up here on the board is her iPad.
And I'm not connected. Notice
So
I don't
she's
have to have a dongle.
Oh, okay.
So whatever she does is going to show up here on the board. So as the kids are working, she can go to like page 3 and highlight what kids are doing.
How did you do that?
So
So
when you go into the settings, there is the web sharing. I just typed that into my web browser.
so this is actually just a web page.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of the features our teachers like the most because they can walk around and be looking at all the kids' work and then highlight what a
It's up
group's
here
doing.
and annotated on hers, which will then annotate it on
Exactly.
It's pretty.
Each person choose a different color. Click on matching.
And really maybe just do the first one of who. That
Yeah.
way you guys can work through. Because I know we're really looking at about 10 minutes here, so.
Problem, what actions are the problem?
And here what we
You go
wanted
to
to.
green? Is that what you did? Is that the color?
I don't know.
Asking for it?
So this is just where you can put a document from your Dropbox, and it allows kids to kind of read and highlight together. I love the sticky note feature because that's just like a classroom strategy to use sticky notes and have kids even write questions. So that's really the tool I thought would be really interesting for you guys to see. If you want to complete just the who piece and how it works, that's great. If not-
So if we want them to answer the questions, would they just go to the text? and
Yeah.
You can do
type
text
on it?
or you can do the sticky notes. So if you come here and choose sticky notes, it'll put a little sticky note on the page.
Yeah, I like that.
and as the students are kind of working individually to generate their questions.
Click on there's a sticky note option. There you go. And then you just click somewhere and start typing.
So if you did your break books?
And so you guys all went to a different color, and realistically, if you went back, you would be able to see what the other person is doing.
Right.
And so that'll kind of lead us to our next kind of jigsaw activity.
Now, can you save the sticky notes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
everything
saves.
Okay, so it saves, so
Mhm.
if they have their name on it, we would know exactly where it came from.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I can go in at any time and click, and see what you're working on individually,
Okay. Or that I was working.
or that
Yeah.
you were working, and that's why I love it, because it allows for collaboration and accountability
Uh-huh.
and making sure everything's visible to you as a teacher.
I like that. See, for second graders, I can see where this would be easy for them. Not too many steps.
So, and one of the things that as the teacher that you can do, so like you can go into, Lindsay can be up here and go into your page and say, you need to highlight, you need to be reading this paragraph right here. And so on yours,
Uh-huh.
you just got to circle where Lindsay.
Can I download a graphic organizer?
Oh,
Yeah, you can take a picture of it.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Download, as long as it's in PDF and you link it if you have a Dropbox account. It also links to Edmodo. I am in. I should-
Oh, I'm under the green, I'm not under the pink.
Oh,
That's probably
That would be
why.
why.
I have the pink note. See,
Yeah.
so I left
Well,
these for the kids so that they could see what the
Oh.
questions were, and it would also correspond to the different colors. So I could walk over and go, okay, this group 2 she's got pink, and I can see
Okay,
it
so
too.
it would
So
make
what did I
it
do?
easy.
I did pink. Did I do
Yes,
pink?
you did. Let's
Oh.
go. And I'll go into green.
There we go. So she's already highlighted children. And so she could, Lindsay could come in,
Whatever. Nice job.
and so you get, on yours, you get, nice job. So that she can, without even being able to talk to the kids, they can go in and communicate. You can also use, so they changed that. There used to be a text feature. Push, that's the push to talk. No, that is.
This I like. And the sword, because you know how.
That would be neat for them to take that picture of their
You
sword.
guys are doing a great
Yeah.
job.
Send it to you.
Yeah, because a lot of times when we do stuff like that, it's explain what you did and it's hard
Yes.
So-
to see
You
what
have to
everybody
play. I don't know how
did,
to
yeah.
Hit your X. And then so it takes you back there. Okay, and so that's that one. If you want to go to the next page, is a jigsaw activity.
This is your. I can use the text feature.
They have to type it right on
They
here.
have to type it out of gaps.
So they're gonna type their main idea?
Yeah, that would be for when you guys worked individually over here and each
Oh,
had your own
that's
ideas and
fine.
talked about it. This is on page 1, 2, 3, 4.
I thought this was
And really what this is designed to show you is how you can take some graphic organizers and have one group do, work together to come up with some ideas, and another group work together to come up with some ideas and then bring them together. I don't want you guys to do a whole bunch of reading and typing with your fingers. But I just took a graphic organizer that was already in the curriculum. I usually pick 3rd grade because 3rd grade is usually close enough to everybody. So that's why I chose Explorers. And this last one is just going into an app and taking a screenshot. So I know that you build a lot of numbers in 2nd grade, right? Using the different place value cubes. They have a lot of mathematical manipulatives that simulate that. So you can have kids build numbers and take a screenshot and upload that similar to a picture. So you guys can just play, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what the intention was. Yes, I don't want to take away from your class.
Okay, so if you notice that obviously you guys are working on different pages, but you can go to the next page and see what each other are working on. So you could have one kid taking notes for one explorer, and another kid taking notes, and then they jigsaw and look at each other's work and compare and contrast, or present, because you would be able to come up here and say, okay, so
Can you see what I just drew on there?
what page were you drawing on? Christopher Columbus?
No, this GeoBoard app.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
so,
So, I,
there you
go
go.
into GeoBoard and take a screenshot, is that what you said?
yeah, so, yep, you could go to GeoBoard, build a quadrilateral was the activity with an area 24, take a screenshot.
Can we get to it from this here, or we have to get out?
No, I just put a little picture for you, because I didn't know who would know what GeoBoards are on maps. But.
So if we were setting up something, we have questions, is there a tutorial or a place, a reference place that we can go to?
There's a how-to sheet
How to?
on their on their website.
Yep,
Me
and I'm
Lindsay
gonna
can
dump a
go
bunch
to.
of stuff in Edmodo, and you can always email me if you wanna try something and you want
Okay.
another person in there with you, I'm happy to do it.
And I have one that we built for our teachers. That's
Oh.
so,
Yeah, that would be,
and we're both, and I'll always come out and play if you want somebody to come play with you. Getting me out of my cube's always an
That's how
adventure.
there's a lot on this.
There is. It can
I mean,
be
there's really a lot at each level that you.
Mm-hmm.
the main piece that we used it for was the ability for kids to collaborate, without having to get up and talk and move. So your classroom can be a little quieter, but they can all still be working. I was really pushing to try to get it to jump between classrooms, so kids would work on the same things between classrooms. I didn't have any teachers that were willing to make that jump with me. Yeah, and that's, even if you use it as a sharing, you're on there?
Yeah.
Well, we do that all the time, we always, when we share the ideas, well, in Miss Watson's class, this is what they, but we.
Exactly.
But this would be concrete right
What's
here.
neat about it is that it's live and it's quick, so that
Yeah.
as soon as a kid does something, another kid can see it, and they really enjoy that once they get that collaborative. So this kid, and you're gonna get the kids that's gonna draw the smiley face and do something silly and write something to another
Well,
kid.
yeah.
And you can see, so down at the bottom you have the iPad numbers, so that you know, okay, hold up your iPad number, I know what you're doing. That little bit of fear in them is enough to.
Can you like lock, like I'm over here and I can move around the directions and what she's done and stuff.
Yep, tap it,
Mhm.
and then it says lock.
So when I'm creating this, I can lock that.
Yeah.
Yes. And another thing too, there's something when you tap it, it says iconize, and that's when you can create a category. So I knew that if I was a teacher and using this, I'd always have them in groups, and so I didn't want to have to recreate the group titles. So when you tap on a piece of text, you can hit iconize and it'll go over there.
Do the push to talk, 'cause
Okay,
that's for
yeah.
your kids, that's
So
the
one
last
of the
thing.
things that is crazy is that I'm not a big fan of typing on here.
I don't have your password. I don't
Okay. There is, when I was doing the explorers and writing the different passages, I didn't type it with my fingers, I did push to talk.
So when you do the text tool, and I'll do it here because you're not going to see it. When they click the type, the microphone down at the bottom, you guys should have that. I am much better talking than I am typing. And I click done, and then it's going to pop up. You guys don't have microphones?
It does that sometimes, and I'm not sure, it did that for me for a while and the microphone came back.
That's enabling on your CRS part. She just has to turn it on, and I can help her with that.
So for me, when I was writing all these texts and putting these directions, I talked them in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really.
Yeah.
So then,
So it didn't feel like it was a ton of setup.
Yeah.
Like go and add periods and change capitalization. So that's another really nice feature, because I'm kind of crazy.
Some kids are more willing
Well,
just
when
to.
you do it with home class and you find out it doesn't work, so you change it around, it's easy, just talk to it.
And what we had, again, not taking more of your time, we had an exit ticket plane where I was going to show it to you and say, and so if you're teaching and you want to do an exit or do a quick question, I could easily ask, what was your favorite aspect of this BaiBoard? And everybody could answer, and it would be brainstorming up here.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you
So-
can do a collective brainstorming,
Yeah,
everybody see
if
it.
you've ever seen like the sticky notes app where everybody adds a sticky note and it shows up, it's the same concept. So every time a kid types something, you're gonna have it up on the board so you can get that quick, either vocab or ideas and things like that. Cool, and we don't want, I know you guys gotta get back.
But thank you so much.
If you got questions, let us know. I meant to bring my email, but email Lindsay.
Okay, yes.
She'll connect us. And we'll send you over those cheat sheets and the little
Yeah,
head
that would
sheets.
be great,
Yeah.
in that modem, is that where you're?
Yep,
Okay.
there's a file, I hadn't uploaded anything just yet, but I'm going to today before I
Okay,
leave.
not a problem.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.